So Cathy is a 6th grade teacher from Ontario, Canada, and she has been teaching for 23 years, all grades from 1 through 6, but she's currently teaching 6th grade. She has always had a passion for incorporating environmental and social justice topics in her classroom programs, and this is the 2nd year that she has done the Water Rockers program, which is a school and community water conservation program, and I'm really excited to hear all about it. So Cathy, you should be good to go.
All right. I'm Cathy, everyone. I am super excited to be here and to hear everyone else's stories as well. So we started 2 years ago. We started our Water Rocker program, and I came up with a school goal with my students as well as a community goal. So our school goal, you can see right there for this year, is to get 90% of our staff and students to use reusable water bottles every day. And our community goal is to get 100 of our local downtown stores to join a program called the Blue W program. And all that means is that they celebrate customers who come into their stores with reusable bottles. There are lots of different ways that I stay organized. I have a specific corner in my classroom for all of my Water Rocker activities. I have regular Water Rocker routines. I actually have about 3 to 4 periods at least a week in my class dedicated to our Water Rockers program, and I try to tie it into all of our subjects whenever possible. I have my students do things like make morning announcements to the school. They write newspaper articles every single week for our local newspaper. They write something every week for our school online newsletter about their Water Rocker program as well to our parents. They visit classes in the school and do different activities with them about water conservation, and they do surveys about how many reusable water bottles people are using every day. So it's neat, and I find by having regular routines embedded right in my classroom program, no matter how busy it gets, the students always remind me. It becomes just so visible that the students are like, oh, we forgot to do that today, and it's great. So they're my backup memory for things like that. So it's great. Always, and you can hear a common theme from all the presentations tonight. You need to ask for help, and you can see in this slide here in front of you, we're on one of our downtown visits, and I've got parents here and student teachers as well as my whole class. So when we go downtown once a month, again, we have regular routines, and that's when we go in, and I have them go into the stores in pairs. The same 2 students go into the same store every month, and one adult goes in with them. And it's really neat. So over the year, they really build up a rapport. They learn how to shake hands and make eye contact, and they have a script every time they go in. So having those we really built up our strong community and parent connections. And I don't even live in that community. I live about half an hour away, and I've made these amazing connections. And I have so many people who email me from the community to say, oh, I want one of your students to go on my radio show next week. I think we need to do this. Oh, I think we need to do this. And I get emails all the time from people. And I think it's really important to, A, that keeps me on my toes, but B, it's also really great to have that network so that, and I want to value all of those ideas and try to make them happen as best as I can. How to keep on task, because everyone is busy. I heard this from other presenters tonight too. You want to have clear expectations of everyone's role. The students in my class, they all have their water research that they have to accomplish every week, but then on top of that, I've assigned them to all of those things that I talked about before, writing newspaper articles and so on, making posters for the school, making announcements. And so what I do at the beginning of the year to help with the student buy-in is I pull them aside one by one to say, how I've specifically chosen them for this amazing job, and it's a super important job, and I need them to work hard at it and to keep it up the whole year. And the students love it. They love it. They feel important. They feel really, really valued. When we go downtown, I make sure that the adults have clear instructions too. I don't want them to talk. When they go into the stores, I want the students to do all of the talking. They've got a script in front of them, and so I give clear instructions to my parent volunteers. They're a support person. They stand behind the students, but it's the students who totally run the show. I want it to be student directed. How do I recognize the students and the volunteers? we're spoiled in that my school is the only school in our community of about 4,000 people, and so we get we get in the local newspaper every single week. Usually there's several articles actually about our Water Rocker program every single week, and the students write articles as well as their professional reporters writing articles. We also cut out those articles and we put them on a bulletin board in the front hall of the school. We kind of dedicate a space for that, so when the kids walk by, they just feel extra important. When we have assemblies, my students often wear their Water Rocker T-shirts to it, and I make sure that they get recognized for organizing different things in the school. I think it's super important to thank the parents and the community volunteers too, and we have water bottles that we've designed that we give to them as thank you gifts. We also make thank you cards, and we have every single student sign them and hand deliver them at the end of the year to say thank you for making this such a success. Our program has spread this year to another school, and so now you can see we're 120 students, which is super exciting, and we're just in the middle actually of setting up, of finishing writing a curriculum document, a Water Rockers curriculum document, and so we'll be sharing that soon with other schools.
Thank you so much, Cathy. I know it's always important for me to hear from a teacher's perspective, and I hope that the rest of the attendees also felt that was important, and you provided some really great feedback. So we really appreciate being here and being on. And if you have any questions, as Cathy said, her contact information is here on the screen.